within the same time, if you have put up the students to the same seminar for that how to operate these technical things, that will be beneficial for teachers and students collaterally. Any other questions?
So, have you speculated the cost of teaching? Will it increase or decrease?
Somehow it will increase, but as the growing world is growing richer and richer, everything is getting higher price. Education will go on rise. But now if one person is paying fees for a particular course, at the next generation, the price will be paid by the institute itself. Then in that cost, 30 students will get that education. For no specific student will get that education. Thank you.
Next up, Mr. Soumya Ranjan Mahapatra from College of Fisheries, OUAT, Odisha.
Very good afternoon, each and everyone present over here, honorable jury members. First of all, I just want to say that I am extremely grateful to have got this opportunity to speak in front of such an intellectual audience. So, it's about next gen teaching, and various traditional methods are in use since several decades, and they are still relevant. As honorable DDGs has said that still the blackboard and the chalk method that the teachers use to propagate their knowledge to the students is still relevant, and that will be relevant over the years. And there are several other methods, modernized methods that are being used, such as visual and audio aids and presentation method, and seminar methods is also being used to propagate knowledge to the students. These methods are no doubt effective. The use of TLM is also effective. The use of posters, the use of flicks, and the use of other materials, other visual aids are necessary. But beyond a point, when the education is vast, when the concept to be taught is complicated and the concept to be taught is extremely vast, these methods and these materials will not be effective. We have to send the students to these sectors and other sectors also. It is too vast a topic to be taught using all these TLM and all these audio and visual aids. For example, climate change is affecting the fisheries sectors of different states. I am from Odisha, and Odisha is not a stranger to tropical cyclones. Several tropical cyclones have been happening over the years. There is Phylum, Fani, Hudhud, Amphan, and there, as a result of climate change that is happening in our state, and as a result of climate change, the fisheries sectors of Odisha is also being affected. I suggest that in the next generations, the teachers must cooperate with the students, and the students must be allowed to make their own analysis. The student must be allowed to make their own research. The students should be there out in the field. They must be collecting data, and they should be making their own analysis. And when they are getting to make their own analysis, they will be feeling like they are doing real work and they are doing real improvement. And by interacting with the fishermen families that are getting affected as a result of these cyclones, by interacting with various authorities and various organizations that are involved in providing mitigation solutions for these tropical cyclones, they will get new ideas and new information, and that will interest them more to learn more about climate change. And they will provide new mitigation ideas which otherwise would not have been possible. By using textbook knowledge and by using textbook explanations, one can conceptually strengthen itself. But in order to realize the impact of global phenomena, a global crisis has on a particular area, one must begin making research locally. And research-based and project-based studies must be given more importance in the next generation, and that's my opinion. Thank you so much. Any questions? So the project-based studies is like in schools and in institutions, the students are being provided a particular project and particular assignment, and from the internet they are collecting their data, or from certain websites or from certain books they are collecting data and they are presenting to the teachers, and there is a particular limitation. I want that the students and the teachers, they must cooperate with each other and they must be out in the field, and from a earlier time when they are in high school or when they are doing their undergraduate course, from that time only they begin writing thesis and begin making research papers.
From it where it has been actually started, and till today we are in the area of till today we are in the modern area of visualization. So here is my Humble submission. Let's start with it. So taking it as a source, vision and visualization by the third eye. As we all know that there are many technologies that are coming in day by day, and still we are in progress with the development. So day by day we are experiencing this development through the teaching methodologies only, and there are many technologies that are yet to come there in the future. Taking this as the source from where it has been actually started. So in the ancient history, in the Mahabharata, there was a character named Sanjaya. He was able to give the live commentary about the biggest battle that was taking place miles away to his kingdom Dhritarashtra. So from this we can depict that there was something kind of internet facility or something technology that have been developed, which has been developed since centuries years ago. As we all know that sometimes there are language barrier between the lecturer and the student. Okay, so due to this, by just thinking that lecturer will be able to put his ideas on the screen, it will be more useful for the student. He will be able to grab it more efficiently, more faster. As we all know that we are in the area of visualization, and this is what my concept is. Thank you. Lastly but not, inspiration is what? Why do we stop when science helps? Thank you.
Suppose if the chip is introduced in the brain, automatically your creation of thoughts will be changing.
Yeah, with that chip will take up all those thoughts and it will be directly transmitted on the screen.
Then what is the creation of your own thoughts?
Our own thoughts will be created.
Not getting.
Neuralink is the concept where Elon Musk is working. He is trying to take a chip, he will be inserting that in the brain. Just by thinking only in the
So
brain.
will automatically become robots, no?
Yeah, that will be kind of
That is not.
Human will not require.
Yeah. That is also.
Everybody has different immune system.
Suppose if everybody is having chip, then what is the point of teacher standing there and telling?
Picture is actually, he will be standing. Whatever thoughts you want to tell now.
I am having a lot of doubts about this artificial intelligence and all those things.
Simple only one idea. That human will not require robots can also.
The robots cannot teach. Suppose if as far as practicals are concerned, there is no practice of students to learn how to cut the fish.
You will have idea only.
Of course.
This is for futuristic learning. What I want to state is, this is under progress and soon it will be in the practice in day-to-day life also.
These are all my doubts, personal doubts.
No issue. Next question?
So we want chapter. But it should be logical.
Third something,
It should be logical.
no complete creation of your own thoughts.
Why it is?
Thank you, Kimi. Next up is Mr. Aditya Thambre from College of Fisheries, Nagpur.
Good afternoon, respected authorities, all the faculty, all the senior faculties and all the members presenting this. My name is Aditya Bhamre. I am from College of Fisheries Science, Nagpur, and today I am standing in front of you to share my some of the point of views with climate change and interaction. So, to begin with, let's forget about the topic. The theme is next gen teaching. My thoughts might clash with the maximum people present in this room that next gen teaching should include technology, it should include AI. But the greatest people who are built, who did discoveries, were the scientists who changed the world. Aryabhatta, father of surgery, Rishi Sunak, they were not in that generation. They were doing the ashram system. So instead of taking to the next gen teaching, we should go back, recall, revise and see what was exactly the ashram system. The teacher and the students were having maximum interaction. So next gen teaching, I disagree with that because it has like many disadvantage over its advantage, because punctuality, you will not get punctuality when you are attending the class from your home. You have to come physically in the class, you have to sit, you have to see what your teacher is saying, you have to have maximum interaction. So we can move from chalk and blackboard to the PowerPoint and animations, but still we should not emphasize on changing the technique, we should emphasize on changing the approach. A square plus B square is equal to 2ABC. Why? How? No. Because if it is in syllabus, we have to teach. Climate change. Why? How? I'll show you. So, my POVs on climate change is first, what is climate change? Very important, why we are discussing it, and how we discuss the climate, and what are its adverse effects or how it has been reacting. So, the most important is why we are discussing it. We are in that era of civilization where data is most readily available. You see every screen, you consume that data. From viewing a relative's status on WhatsApp to watching a film, you consume data. You consume too much data that you forget about finding the real meaning, the full concept, you move away. So why we are discussing it now, let's come back to what is climate change. So many people, like maximum people who watch news, television have heard these terms related to global issues. So everyone is saying climate change, but what is it? What exactly it is? So before knowing the climate, we should meet his younger brother, that is weather. Okay, so weather is a short period of time, climate is long period of time. Weather, what can you see outside of window, and climate is like pattern of weather depicted over decades. And next is how we have discussed the climates. We have three factors: rising temperature, increased CO2, more extreme weather. We know what we did, but we need to know how much we did. So National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration says that since 1981, 0.18 degrees Celsius has been increased Earth's average temperature per decade. 2.3 ppm CO2 levels has been increased per year. CSE, that is Center for Science and Environment, has put some article down to earth which shows that 88% of days of a year are affected by this climate change. And we did what we did. Now how it is reacting, we'll see. We have food and security problems, degraded living conditions, extreme weather, weather-borne disease, the recent example, coronavirus, and various pollutions cause diseases like asthma, cardiovascular disease, and respiratory allergies. IMS it is very common. Global warming, everybody knows global warming, but what the major effect of global warming is wildfires. It is having like the more the temperature increase, the more it is chances that forest will get dry, the fast it will catch fire. Because of it increases temperature, snow melts faster, forests are drier for longer period of time, and conditions getting worse. Now plus
Have you prepared this for next gen teaching or for the another session? which
No,
is-
I have prepared for this for next gen teaching.
Giving an example.
But this topic is for the next session, no?
Over that.
So, so we are degrading the mother earth plus we are lowering its aesthetic value. One example is polar bleaching. Another example is melting polar ice is weakening the ocean currents. Next is some of the species are migrating deeper and over their natural environment. The long-term predicted risk in the futures, out of 10 there are 5 environmental, so we should be able to imagine the